What's going on, man? Welcome to Bangin' Tables, Jeff and Speed, man. Why don't you let everybody know who you brothers are, man?
Okay, Mr. Speed. I'm Jeff Paz, producer, DJ. Yeah.
So where y'all brothers is from, man?
We're from Brooklyn, man. Brooklyn, New York. Brooklyn, New York.
That's what's up. So how long y'all been doing this music thing, man? Why don't you let everybody know like a little bit of history of what y'all really been dealing with, because I don't think they know.
Alright, well, I started back in the 80s, DJ Clark Kent, he was my partner, we DJ'd together, started rhyming. We got our first little record deal in 1985, and then, I moved on from there, we parted company, amicably friendly, and then we hooked up with DJ Howie T, who was also a producer at the time, and Chuck Rock, and they got us signed and select. I was in a group called ESP back then, and we dropped the album called Little Blue Pink, and then unfortunately, my partner and I, we both became sick, and we moved on from there. During that period of time, man, we were working with in Professor Paul's basement, who was our DJ. That's when I met Jeff Paz, you know what I'm saying? He was coming in there DJing and doing his beats, real crazy stuff, and then we just formed a friendship from there, and then and then that's pretty much how I got started, and here I am today.
Yeah. What about you, Jeff?
I started, man, when I was, shorty, man. Just, my uncle was in a funk band. When I was a shorty, and I used to be, inside, I want to play the drums, but I didn't have the discipline, and he'd take me to do the paradiddles, paradiddles, whatever. I didn't want that. I wanted to hit everything. So that was dead. So I had to get out my musical aggression somehow. So, my mom's got me my first pair of turntables when I was 13. And she thought that was going to keep me in the house. She didn't want me out in the street, but that put me out more in the street. So I'm DJing all the parties now in the neighborhood. So, yeah, it went from that, and then I progressed, and I think, remember back then they had the Synsonic drums? Remember that Synsonic drums?
Wow!
I wanted Synsonic drums, and I was like, no, you got the turntables, you ain't getting anything else. You know what I mean? Because back then I was DJing parties for free, man. I wasn't making no money for the parties. So we hit them, them joints up through the 80s, and I went off to college with my man Kip, God rest his soul, and that was the first time I was really around equipment like that in his dorm room. So I hope my kids don't see this, but I cut classes. We just lived in his dorm room, just making beats, man. And then I keep calling Paul, because I came up, looking up to Professor Paul, they DJ. I used to call Paul like every week, Paul, what's going on? Yeah, we working on the next single, doing. He played on the phone for me. And I told him, I said, dude, this is my last semester up here, man. I was going to Morgan State. I said, my last semester up here. So this was like 1988, 89. So I said, it's my last semester, so boom, left. I came back, and I was under the wing of these dudes, and then they showed me how to format records, song mode, count bars, intro, outro, B-section, bridge, all that stuff. So I learned that, going to video shoots with them, learning how to be professional in the game, learn how to marry lyrics to track, so I just learned the game from these dudes. And then, then after that, I hooked up with Fresco and Miz, and I gotta shout out Miz, because Miz took me to like the ultimate level where I'm at now. Miz is that dude. He took me, I don't know if y'all heard of Miz, 89-90 World DJ Champion. He's also a producer. Him and Fresco, we don't play. So me and Miz became like blood brothers, and we started doing some beats together. And then he just showed me the crazy work ethic. I'm talking about 3-4 days in the studio. Like, I've never been around anybody, no disrespect towards ESP, but this dude was just on some like other Energizer Bunny level, and I got that from him. You know what I mean? I remember one time we was in the basement, we snuck in Paul's basement using ESP's equipment, and so we banged out a little quick beat, knocked it out in like maybe 20 minutes. So there was some girls upstairs, so I go upstairs, talk to some girls, whatever, and I look 2 hours later, I like, yo, where he at? You know what I'm saying? And Miz was still downstairs, so I went back downstairs like, yo, Miz, what you doing? The look on his face, the cheek eyes, man, and I'm like, where Miz at? So I go back downstairs, and he's there sitting at the MP, and he's still working on the beat. And I asked him, what you doing? He's like, I'm working on the beat. And the look of disgust on his face, and he looked at me like, what you doing? And I was like, nothing. So I said, I just went over there, mosey on, put a chair, sat next to him. And it was a simple beat, but he was just making sure everything was right, tight, You know, and that's when I got my crazy work ethic. I'm talking about I used to go to Philly, because bitch from Philly. And I used to go to Philly, and I'm talking about we used to go to Third Story Studios from, as guys my witness, from Friday. They had showers in there and everything. I think I ate about 10 cheesesteaks in like a 72-hour period from Friday to like Sunday. I would not leave. It would be Third Story right there off of Market in Philly. And yeah, it was crazy. I got my work equipment by Kip. I learned how to do songs, you know, from ESP, and I learned how to just go in beast mode with my main DJ Miz.
So what was your first piece of equipment that you ever dealt with?
Yeah, the 60.
Yeah, me. Well, I played with in the studio in Kip's dorm studio was a Leslie's HR-16. HR-16 and a Core D. She had all the Teddy Riley, doing that Teddy Riley. The D12, I think. D cut my teeth on the MPC.
So who do you look at as influences? Who made y'all want to make beats? Was it something just naturally came to you guys?
I mean, for me, you know, I mean, being ESP, you know, we were put on by Howie T and Chuck Rock. So for me, it was sort of like being under the tutelage of Howie T to a degree. Jerry Calendar too, I can't forget Jerry. You know, those guys were the first guys that like, this is how you actually make a beat, drum machine and what have you. So that inspired me. I always had music in my head, but to actually like the transition from rhyming to make a beat, I would give Howie the most credit for that.
Yeah, man. I'd say my influences, especially if you hear my style of production, is probably Mantronics and the Bomb Squad. Them two cats. Mantronics was first, man. I remember that the Cold Getting Dumb album cover. You know, seeing him, you know, I think with the 707, and then you know you see other pictures with him. And I think he was one of the first producers to make beats with the Macintosh 2CE or whatever back then.
It was crazy.
The beats was just crazy, and yeah, Mantronics. Then you start recognizing that dude. He's a pioneer.
Mantronics.
Nobody mentioned Mantronics.
Yeah. A lot of guys for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I remember Mantronics. Yeah. Curtis Mantronics. This is Curtis.
Look him up.
Yeah, look him up. Google that, man.
And you feel your history, dude. Get that knowledge, man.
Yo, do y'all remember your first placement?
My first placement was on the ESP album. That was the first production that I had done, you know, of any kind that somebody gave me, you know, hit a dude off with a check for. I mean, after that, I mean, it's funny because it went from being in the group producing to getting a distribution deal of my own. So that was pretty much, I would say, out your past from outside of my own music. That was probably my next placement was, you know, getting a whole distribution deal and a chunk of money.
First time I was on Wax was on ESP. I was a comedian back in the day,
to that too,
and there was a song he did another day at the mall.
Yeah.
So there was a breakdown where I was like, that dude like, yo, what's up, and whatever talking shit. I just started cracking jokes. So that was the first time I had to go register for BMI for that. You know, I where my money at? Oh wow. But anyways, we don't talk about it. But anyways, yeah, it was ESP. When that album called 1990.
Yeah, because we recorded it in 89. I think I dropped it
in that, man. And I think it was a 1, 2, 3 Tecum with me and DJ Enough. That was the first record. It was a beat record. And
that's the first placement.
That was the first placement, man.
And with
an artist though, but that was a big party record. But with an artist, it was damn. I gotta say, it was a dude named Deadly. This dude named Deadly, some crazy dude used to walk around with an eye patch. Some dude, some independent record label.
So what was your first placement like that kind of took you out to that next level?
Damn. Well, that first placement for me was probably the Get Money remix. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it was probably the Get Money remix.
That's a big first placement.
Yeah, it was big. Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Did you do the we just talking about in the studio, did the Put in Your Mouth joint. Did you do the Akinelli record before that?
No, that came first. Yeah, I think the Get Money remix came out first. prior to that, I think I can't remember when you Shake That Ass. Mr.Speed. Yeah. I put that record together.
Put that together. Yeah.
Me and Mr. C came over on the strength. He wanted to have me help him put it together. He had the idea. I ain't gonna front. He had the idea. He had the records. Just had to put it together, make it a cohesive project. So I put that together.
That's what's up. Yo, so like any stories I worked with so far, like a little list of names, man. Drop some names. You know we got a lot of joints. I did that joint with Capone Noriega. You know what I'm saying? So that joint that's one of my favorite joints on that album. You know what I'm saying?
Uncle Murder, a while back, he actually just got signed, so we're gonna see what's up with that. So I'm gonna put that out there like that.
See if we get released. Murder, put them joints out.
Yeah, because there's 2 joints from Murder. You had all that, stuff in there you did with Big and all that.
Yeah, Big, Braxton's, Group Home, Akinelli, like you said, Master Ace, of course, Junior Mafia, Kim, some other people I forget about.
My partner now from the ESP.
Man, Bangin' Table, we still in the hood, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, we did the Roxanne stuff. We did I know L. We did the help Howie with the Ed record because he needed a hook on the records. We did a lot of writing early on, the ESP thing. Also was in the studio because I did this Chubb record and I ain't getting no credit. I'm pissed off about that too. Yeah, we gonna keep it all the way funky. Is what it is, man. The Girl I'm in Love With You record was in there by Howie and Chubb doing that.
You gotta start writing.
I'm gonna start writing stuff down.
Do you brothers have like a preferred type of production style, like original joints or sampling, of course? You know what I'm saying? You got lean to anything more? Or?